Good evening and welcome to Coffee Talk. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Hello, Bud Files. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be appreciated. Well, hello, Joseph Moore and Osang, Rekatera. Welcome. Please leave a like to support the channel. I hope everybody has had a good Sunday. For some folks, it's Monday morning already. Osang is on the other side of the world, and I believe is probably about 13 hours ahead, so it's already Monday morning. $7:58. Yep, 13 hours. Verna, hello, Verna. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Well, I got a video done today of me doing chaining of my two Power Queen 12.8 volt 100 amp hour batteries. It's about a 5-minute video, and I would encourage you to go give it a look and leave a like and a comment. But that doubles my stored power to 200 amp hours. That makes it about 2,560 watt hours of power that I have stored. And I am planning on increasing that, probably doubling what I have right now to over 5,000. Right now, if you go to Amazon, they've got the Power Queen 100 amp hour 12.8 volt lithium iron batteries that are good for 15,000 cycles. They're on sale right now, about 30% off, and you can get it for a little under $170, like $168 plus tax, title, and license, And if you have Prime, you get free delivery. I mean, the two batteries that I got with tax, I paid like $189, $190 when I bought them. I bought one during a Prime, and then the following Prime I bought another one. And I am planning on buying a couple of more. Vanilla extract and vanilla sugar. Yes, I remember you talking about that. Sounds delicious. 5 in the house, 5 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel if you have not done so. It would be greatly appreciated. I went from a 3-closet apartment to a 1-closet apartment. Wow, you downsized. I don't know if that was good. I don't know if that was good for you. But if it's what you wanted or what you need to do, God bless you. So Utah Mike is one of the first people to have watched my video that I released today on my Power Queen batteries that I've got chained out in the chained together in the kitchen, and I'm planning on adding a couple more to that. He said, "Can I do a video of how I use the power?" So this, and everything's fused. So everything's got fuses. This is a fuse. The power coming in, or the power lines coming in are fused. And this is a 12 volt. 12 volt. This is 12 volt. So I would basically plug my 12 volt refrigerator freezer, Bouge RV, one of them, into this. This would be wired hot, neutral, into my batteries, alternate ends. So in other words, the neutral would be attached to one of the batteries in the neutral, and the hot would be attached to the other battery countered in the hot. So it would be plugged into both batteries. And you know, when I'm running one of those refrigerators, they cycle on and off, and when they're on, they're not drawing 50 watts of power. So if we're talking about, let's just say that we're doing 50 watts of power an hour, and let's just say in a 24-hour period, that would be 1,200 watts. So with what I have right now, I would be able to run it for 2 days without any sun, any recharging. But realistically speaking, because of the way it is and because of the way it runs, it's not actually using 50 watt hours an hour. So I would probably get about 4 days worth of juice out of it to keep my compressor driven Bouge RV refrigerator freezer going. I could probably keep it going with the 2 batteries I have now for over 4 days without any recharging. And it's plugged, the batteries are plugged into an MPPT charge controller, which is plugged into the wiring going out to my solar panels. So as long as I'm getting some sun, it will charge. It will charge. You know. So if I'm only getting 100, say I'm getting 100 watt hours and 100 watt hours an hour during my peak charging times, and let's say I can charge for 6 or 7 hours a day, that would keep it going. If all I was getting was 100 watts of power for, that'd be 600 watts. I would expect to do better than that, but I'm just saying a low ball during winter. I would be able to keep the thing running. The other thing I would tell you, if it's really that cold, I could basically just have the stuff outside. You know, if it was really that cold. And if the weather was really that bad, overcast or whatever. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. My wife's been cleaning out the garage. We got so much crap, it's not funny. I've been telling her, we got to clean that crap out. We've got a lot of stuff that's good and valuable, but we've got crap. And I wanted to decrap. I want to. It's like an enema, or you got to prepare for a colonoscopy. We've got to remove all the crap. You know, get all that impacted poop in my garage out of there. Melinda Elliott. Hello, Melinda Elliott. Thank you for coming. And thank you for the like. So as I was saying, I have chained those two Power Queen 12.8 volt 100 amp hour batteries together. They're good for 15,000 cycles, which is, you know, it's a long time. It's a long time. Long time. And I'm sure 12, 15 years from now, they'll have something even better if I'm still around. So I will do a video. I'll hook this up, and then I'll do a video. And that's, I mean, I could hook up an inverter. I could hook up a pure sine inverter to it. They, just on idle, they use a lot of power. And then what you would be using, you know, the 110 volt, what you would be using it for would really burn your power, would really burn your power. It really would use a lot of your wattage. I like to use 12 volt appliances. Somebody had asked, well, what would be like 12 volt appliances? So let me pull out and show you some 12 volt appliances that I have put away. This is a 12 volt pot. Runs on 12 volt. 12 volt socket. I can use it to cook rice, beans, soup, whatever I want to heat up. Uses very little power. This is a 12 volt kettle. 12 volt plug. Use it to heat water, boil water, reconstitute stuff. That's 12 volt. They're not expensive. You can look at them. I got them on Amazon. They're not expensive. What is something else that I would use, or I would do? Well, I've already showed you. This is a 12 volt fan. We each have one of these. We each have generators. That thing uses 25 watts an hour. So in a 12-hour period, it would use 300 watts. In a 24-hour period, it used 600 watts. Buying space. Can I cook in the car? Well, I could heat something in the car. You know, these are meant to be used. You can use them for camping. You could use them, you know, you got a cigarette lighter in your car. It's rated for 100 watts, 12 volt. So I could heat something up, or I could boil water for coffee or for reconstituting food. Thank you for coming, Buying Space. And Christine, Therapist Vlog. Welcome, Christine. Please leave a like to support the channel, everybody. It would be greatly appreciated. Do I have an RV? I had an RV, and it was it got old, and it was having issues, so I sold it. Somebody made me an offer, somebody that needed to use it basically for sleeping in it for work because they were away from their home, and I sold it to them. I got a decent price for it. I'm gonna buy one. I told my wife I would buy one for her this spring so she'd have it for summer, and I'm gonna be buying a new one. If I'm gonna buy something like that, I'd probably buy it new. So I'm gonna buy a new one. Hopefully it'll last 10, 12 years until she gets it out of her system. The camping thing. So working on boxes. I've got a box for Uncle Al. Before I close it up, I want to do a video of what's in it, and I hadn't done that one. I will tell you that when I do a video, please look at the description. It gives you information, and the information I'm trying to get in all of my videos, just my videos, is that I do a subscriber giveaway. So if you want to have a chance in the drawing, you need to basically leave me a supportive comment and a like on each of the last 5 videos I will have released when I reach 1800. Right now I'm 23, 24 short of 1800. How long will it take me to get there? Could be there tomorrow, could be 2 weeks from now. I do not know. But at some point in time, I will reach 1800, and then I will be checking who all left me a supportive comment in the last video, and then I'll backtrack 4 more to either cross them out or check them to figure out who it was. 13 people qualified my last drawing for 1700. Now I have had drawings where I've had over 40 people qualify, but this last time I only had 13. And it is what it is. Tamsek. Guess that's equivalent of good morning or hello. I don't do Tagalog. I think that's the language in the Philippines, Tagalog. I don't really know any words in that language. So, excuse me for yawning. I'll be going to bed when I finish this. I've got to get up real early in the morning. So, I want to talk a little bit about hurricane season. We are still in hurricane season. They're having them over in the Pacific. I think they call them typhoons over there. They're having, I think we have a couple of active systems that are out there someplace. They did some, brought down the grid in Cuba. I haven't read recently to see if they got the grid back up, but it was down for 4 days the last time I checked. The entire island of over 10 million people were without power. They've got a really jacked up power grid, sort of like Puerto Rico. They don't really spend the money or invest in what they need to do to protect it. and it is what it is. But we are in hurricane season. Hurricane season will end um, at the end of November, so we got one more month of it. Yeah, I can imagine hurricane refugees. The storms that came through, the last two storms that came through, um, they did a number on Florida, went into Georgia, the Carolinas, even Tennessee was affected. The Carolinas, they're in a bad way. FEMA's telling people you need a couple of weeks supplies, bottled water, clean water. When the power goes out, usually the pumps go down and you don't get clean water. Um, the sewage system's not working. Sewer system's not working. No fresh drinking water. Now, some places will have generators that will be able to power for several days to keep the water flowing, even though electricity's off. When we had Hurricane Harvey, it's been 7 years ago. When we had Hurricane Harvey come through Victoria, it knocked out the power for about a week. We were without running water for about 3 days, and it was bad. It was bad. Jocelyn, welcome, Jocelyn. Welcome, Little Lone Prepper. Little Lone Prepper, when I get through with Uncle Al's box, you'll be the next person to get a follow-up. And I will be sending you some of those questionably functioning FRHs, because I remember you told me you'd like to have some of those, so I've got some for you. You can play with them. I would encourage you to get a 12-volt kettle, and you can always heat your water and stick a retort pouch inside the kettle to heat your retort pouch. And it's good for boiling water, make coffee, reconstitute freeze-dried food, tea, different functions, hygiene, good stuff. So I hope everybody in the stream is doing well, and I hope you have a good upcoming week. We have school back tomorrow. This Friday, I have progress reporting. Every 3 weeks, we do progress reporting. We will be 1/3 of the way through the school year. 1/3 of the way through the school year. It's passing fairly fast. And 6 more weeks, and we'll be at the end of the first semester. And we'll have our winter break, Christmas break, 2 weeks off. 16 days, I believe. 16 days off. But in a couple of weeks, we'll have our Thanksgiving break, and that'll be a week off. 9 days. A work week and 2 weekends. But I was scrounging up FRHs for you. Here's 5. I'll give you some more. I was over today, Walmart, buying manual can openers. I'm sending these out with people. Uncle Al said, "Don't send me any can openers. I don't do can openers." Everybody needs a couple of manual can openers. An FRH is a flameless ration heater. You basically put a retort pouch like you'd find in an MRE, meal ready to eat. You'd put a main from a retort pouch in it, pour in a little bit of water to get the heating elements wet, seal it up, and let it sit, and hopefully it will heat your retort pouch in about 10 minutes. That's what an FRH is, flameless ration heater. They put them in meals ready to eat. The military meals, rations. I have found that they work really well for the first couple of years after they've been produced. But then after that, it's a crapshoot whether they're going to work or not. The American flameless ration heaters are not the best quality, in my opinion. They make so many of them because we've got a military with over 1 million people in it. You talk about the quality of the stuff that comes out of Canada. Well, Canada's military is like 25,000 strong. So when they're making rations for their troops, they're not making that many. So their components, they can put better quality stuff in it. And I'm not saying that they're not putting quality stuff in the American ones, but some of the stuff is a little bit more expensive that they put in the Canadian rations, and they do it for one reason is they can afford to, because they don't make near as many. If you've ever seen or had a Canadian ration, they don't make near as many. The same thing with a lot of the European, European forces, countries. They put out rations for their troops when they're in the field, but they don't have that many troops, and they don't have to put out that many rations. Now, a lot of the components and the various things that they put out for the military, they use similar components, more generically though, for the humanitarian rations, the ones that they put out for emergencies. Now, sometimes they give out, like the United States, they have an emergency here. They have some MREs. Maybe they're getting a little bit older. They're a couple of years older, whatever. They still have them. They're in good condition. They'll give out MREs. But if they're overseas, and they're in communities where you've got a heavy Muslim population or a Jewish population or maybe Hindu population, whatever, where there's questions about meat. Like Hindus don't eat beef, cow. Muslims and Jews do not eat pork. So they do a lot of vegetarian stuff. Those rations that they put out and that they give out are vegetarian. They don't, their main components, they don't have any meat in them. And then, like for the troops that we have, they have kosher for people of the Jewish faith. They have halal for people of the Muslim faith, and they have like cases that for troops. Or they can give out to people in areas that are, if there was a situation where they had an emergency in an area that was primarily Muslim, or they had a lot of Muslims, they would probably give out some halal cases to people. My friend Dave and Echo, when they had the hurricane here recently, that they had to go and they evacuated, and they went about 150 miles, and they were still without power where they were at. He said they gave them 4 cases of MREs that were dated inspection dates of like 25. So if they were inspection dates of 25, they're about a year before their inspection date. they're probably 2 years old, because normally the inspection date's about 3 years after the manufacture. So those were some cases that were a couple of years old. I'm sure they're still all good, and if they're stored properly, they'd be good 10 years from now. Mr. Whistle, thank you for coming, Mr. Whistle. How you doing? You know me, I talk a lot. But that's explaining what what we're talking about with some of those emergency rations. Now, I will one more thing I will say about these humanitarian rations. They don't put flameless ration heaters. They don't put an FRH in them. They expect the people to just eat them at room temperature, and they're vegetarian, so all the components are vegetarian in them. And they'll have they call it a 24-hour ration. There are no beverages in it, so there's no beverage powder, there's no coffee in it. They will have 2 mains, which are like 8-ounce retort pouches, a main course. They'll have a couple of packs of crackers, something like, well, they're usually in aluminum sealed like these, but usually their crackers are silver. The packaging is silver. Same type of stuff that they would put in an MRE, but they come in a silver package. There will be probably a Pop-Tart in it. There will be a couple of cookies in it, different cookies. There'll be some jelly and peanut butter, for the crackers. And that's supposed to get you through a day. And then they probably will be dropping or giving out cases of water, so you basically would have water to drink. There's nothing wrong with them. I would basically have some drink mixes, like, have a little Ziploc and put a couple of the lemonades in, have some coffees, creamer. They come with sugar. You'll get some sugar. You'll get napkins, and you'll get a spoon, and So you buy just to show you the way things are now. They're more expensive than they were. They were going for about 30. Now they're going for about 40. And right after the hurricane, at one point, they were selling for $50 a case for 10 of them, which would mean that a 24-hour meal would be $5. Now they're going for $40 for a case, so one 24-hour meal is $4. But as an example, if you want to go online to Amazon, and let's say you wanted to order a case of MRE cookies, you get 12 cookies, and you're going to pay $26 for them, just for the 12 cookies. Now, you get 1 case of humanitarian daily rations. It'll have 20 cookies, because each 24-hour meal will have a couple of cookies in it, and they'll be different flavored cookies. So just the cookies almost pay for the case, not counting anything else that's in it. And you'll get 20 packs of crackers. And if you want a 50-pack of crackers right now, you pay $46 on Amazon, and they do have them back in stock. You can get a box of 50 packs of the crackers, and you pay $46. You can get 20 packs of crackers in a case of humanitarian daily rations, which you're going to pay $40 for right now. The last ones that I purchased, they'll probably have apple, some strawberry, grape. It'll vary. Whatever they put in, it'll vary. You'll get 2 of them. There'll be 2 in there. There's also some differences between who's making it. Like, a lot of the stuff that I've got is Sapaco, but if you were to get Ameriqual or the Warnick company, you get their humanitarian daily rations. I forget which one. They'll put a smoothie in it. You'll have a butterscotch or some smoothie will be one of the components that'll be in it. They do some variations on what they put in them. I like the cookies too. They're good. They're good. Yeah, I love the cookies. But if you look at all the different, I keep saying that I'm going to break down a case and show what's in a case, and then talk about what you pay for it if you bought it, if you just bought the components. It's sort of like buying a car. You go buy a car, it's going to cost this amount. If you buy the components to put the car together, it's a lot more expensive. You know, when you start buying the separate components. And I see where Uncle Al's responding to me, thanking me. I guess I sent him comments on one or two of his videos today, and he's I guess it's some of the stuff that they put in them. Some of the like they've got a special formula for chocolate that makes it less likely to melt. It's something that they put in it. Like back in the days, you would get these ration packs, like during World War II. They would have like, they call them sea rations, sea rats, sea rations. You would get different packages with different components, sets of components. Like they'd have a pack A or a pack B or a pack C, and it'd have different stuff in it. And it depends on who's manufacturing it, how they put it together, the packaging. KP Heathen, greetings, my friend, from Louisiana. Thank you for coming. I am having problems with my shorts right now. I do not understand, but they are, the way that the algorithm is doing my shorts right now, they're not pushing them out. I drop a short, and 5 or 6 hours later, and it's got less than 20 views. Like, what's going on there? I'm used to averaging over 400, and then I'm disappointed at the 400 because it's like it shuts it down when it's in the low to mid 400s. The algorithm just basically shuts it down, doesn't keep pushing it out. Ever since I had that short that got 6,600 views in 24 hours, and then it shut down. Ever since then, they have been sliding me on the action I get on my shorts. I mean, if you're doing if you got a 30-day cycle, and I put out 2 or 3 shorts a day, and when I was doing a live stream every day, and I would be getting more views than I'm getting now, I was averaging over 1,000 views a day. That's nothing spectacular for me. It's nothing overly, what you call impressive or anything. That's just what I get based on what I put out. Right now, my last cycle, I'm at like something like 26K, which would be less. If you divide into 30, what do you get? So it's not what it was. Could be a lot more, but it's down. And now I am, but for about the last week, I've done just about every day. I have done a live stream, and I got really messed up on my live streams. You know, when my wife was in the hospital and was in rehab and all this stuff going on, and when she got out and everything. And I mean, my live streams were going from like 300, 350 views down to when I started back up like 35 or 40 views. And I'm still, you know, like yesterday, my live stream had 40 views during the actual course of the stream. 40 views. You know. And a lot of those might have been people just basically just hit the wrong button. Oops, I don't want to look at this, and moved on. You know? So it is what it is. It is what it is. I got cleaned up and cleaned up my head, trimmed the beard, shaved, you know, the areas where I shave, had a good shower. So I'm ready for in the morning. I may drink a cup of coffee when this is over. Dave may be calling from Georgia. He had said he'd call me after the live stream tonight, get an update on how he's doing. Six in the house. So, you know, I was talking about generators, and you start talking about, well, what are you going to power? What would you do with your generator? What's your scenario? Everybody has to have, like when it comes to preparedness, what's your scenario? What are you preparing for? Are you preparing for the end of the world? Are you preparing for a storm that's going to mess things up for a week? Everybody, I don't care who you are, whatever your belief system is or what you think is going to happen or not going to happen, you should be prepared for at least a week. You never know, there's going to be some sort of disruption. And asking people to have, you know, bottled water that will keep you going for a week, canned goods that will keep you going for a week, snacks, whatever it is, your medication, you know, the insurance will cover you for a 90-day supply now. You should have no reason being in a panic because you ran out. Well, I don't got any toilet paper. Why do you wait till you're on your last roll to go and get it? You know. Uncle Al talks about cousin Dumas. 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 Look at the spelling. And that D-U-M is D-U-M-B. D-U-M. Dumas. There are a lot of Dumases out there. Oh, he's saying hurtful things. I'm being truthful. I'm being truthful. Hillbilly Josh. Hello, Hillbilly Josh and Mike Crusher Reviews snuck in on me. Ooh, Julianne. Oh, a bunch of people came in at the same time. Hello. Yatura. C-Y-M-R-U. How you doing, Mike? When I get through here, I need to go over to Mike's channel and see if he's posted anything. Hillbilly Josh, how's it going, Hillbilly? I started wondering when toilet paper was actually invented and what people did before that. So naturally, I went down that rabbit hole. LOL. Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, they would use natural substances. I used corn cob, corn shucks, various. They would use different things that they could wipe with. You know, it was a smelly issue. It really was. Uh, these outhouses would stink to high heaven. You don't want to go smoking in there; it might blow yourself up. They didn't have back in the day. They had some issues. You know what they would do. They would have cloths that they would use, and then they'd wash them. They'd use them to, then they'd wash them and reuse them repeatedly. Leaves, yes. They would use all sorts of stuff. Banana leaves, something nice and big. So, there was a big voter fraud issue. They discovered somebody trying to, they don't know exactly, they're investigating right now, 2,500 ballots that they caught in Pennsylvania. I mean, they're trying to steal the election. They're so scared. They're scared. They're in a panic. Hello, Uncle Al. Well, I tell you, Uncle Al, I was referencing your cousin Dumas. Now, would that be on the mother's side of the family or the father's? Seriously. I thought that was funny, the term you say, cousin Dumas. Yeah, well, we were talking about people running out of toilet paper. And I said, yeah, that would be one of Uncle Al's cousins, cousin Dumas. You should be prepared for a couple of weeks without being able to go to the store. You should have bottled water. You should have canned foods. You should have a means to heat water, some sort of little stove that runs on propane or butane or some sort of canned heat or fuel tabs or whatever that you can heat water, boil water, reconstitute food, make hot coffee, make hot tea, hygiene. You need to, hot water for your ramen, whatever. You need to be able to do that. You need to have a couple of manual can openers. Uncle Al said, "Don't send me the can openers." I got these today. I got some more can openers. A couple of bucks. Manual can openers. Just go look at clearance. Go find stuff that's on clearance. Find stuff that's inexpensive. I don't think that will happen. Little Lone Pepper, I don't think that will happen. I think they're going to be in a panic because I will make a prediction for you. I think 4 years from now, Vance and Tulsi Gabbard will probably be on the ticket. And that's really a combination. Tulsi Gabbard and Vance. Vance is the Prez and Tulsi Gabbard is VP. She became a Republican. JFK, who became an independent, I think will join the Republican Party. I'd like to see, Elon Musk is really looking forward to being the Doge. He's got that acronym Doge. The Doge, well, back in the day, the rulers in Italy, some of those city-states, they were called the Doge, the rulers. In Department of Government Efficiency or some such. Department of Government Efficiency. Doge. And he's looking forward to, clean up and getting rid of a bunch of stuff. Oh, the socialists are panicking. They truly are. Yes, Uncle Al said send components, don't send don't send cat openers, and don't send this and don't send that. And so I've got a bunch of components that I'm gonna send him, some freeze-dried food and such. And I need to do a video. I did a video of me chaining my 12-volt batteries together, my 100 amp hour Power Queen 12.8 volt batteries together, and how they hook up to my solar. And then somebody said, can I do a video of how I use the power? And I said, okay, well, basically what I need to do is I need to hook this little one, I have to hook this one into it, and it's got a 12 volt socket to plug into, and basically hot, neutral, and everything I use is fused. So you don't have to worry about something burning out. It'll pop a fuse before it does anything. Same thing with the power coming in. I've got fuses on my incoming lines. I've got everything fused. The MPPT charge controller's fused. Everything's fused. Well, thank you for your service to the church. Packing supplies for Western North Carolina. Yeah. Let's hope they're able to get to the polls and vote. I understand it's a highly Republican area. It would really be horrible if they can't get out and vote and, who wins the state. Years ago, Louisiana screwed itself. They had somebody that was running for Senate, and prior to the election, somebody made an accusation that 40 years ago that person had dated or been with an underage girl. Mind you, the man's married, he's got grandkids and everything, but some of the moral majority types would not vote for him. And then you got one of these Democrats get in there and steal a seat. Same thing happened in Georgia. All the crap, after the election, way things were, and then they had the runoffs, and everybody was pissed off, and what happened is they get a couple of socialists. So now they got 2 socialist senators. The governor's Republican. But that was they never did, that would have probably started a civil war. They did not do what they needed to do in Georgia. They let the steal happen. They didn't prevent it. And when that happened, you know, there were irregularities, just like they caught them in Pennsylvania, trying to pass 2,500, trying to pass some stuff. They caught that. 2,500 votes. That's a lot of votes. I don't like absentee voting. You know, there's too much room for. This is like in Mississippi. The Court of Appeals said no, you can't count votes after the election. If they didn't come in the day of the election or by the day of the election, they're no good. You can't have them come in 3 or 4 days later and you're going to count them. Oh, they're upset about that. But they're trying to pull that crap. Yeah, Adam Schiff. That's right. And he'll probably beat Steve Garvey. Garvey's a nice guy, but he'll probably get beaten. I saw them debating. Schiff needs to be in Gitmo. Yeah. A lot of people lost their homes. They're still trying to find bodies. They still have people missing. Not a good deal at all. Not a good deal. 8 in the house, 16 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. So I will be doing a video on using 12-volt appliances. If you go back and look earlier, I pulled some out and showed you like a cook pot, a 12-volt kettle, 12-volt fan. Everybody knows about 12-volt refrigerator, compressor-driven refrigerator freezers. I basically use them for refrigeration. I don't use them for frozen foods. The other thing is the colder you want it to be, the more power you're going to consume. So if you set the thing, if you set it on about, you want it good and cold, and you set it on about 30 degrees, it's not going to freeze. It'll be somewhere around 30, 31, 32, 28. They fluctuate. It is what it is, the way things are. I will try to do live streams this week. I may not on Wednesday because that's meeting day. We have staff meetings. Sometimes they run later than other times. I normally get out about 4:15, 4:20. Wednesdays I usually get out 5-ish. This last Wednesday I got out a little after 5:30. And sometimes I'm just tired. I come home and I'm tired. I do not feel like doing a live stream. And I really wouldn't do it. I wouldn't really do it right if I did a live stream when I don't feel, like doing it. When I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. It's every day you wake up's a blessing. You never know. You won't know the day you don't wake up. You just continue to sleep until you're before the Lord on Judgment Day. Take your medication, drink your coffee, say the Lord's Prayer, be thankful, contemplate, think about what you got ahead of you for the day, treat people the way you want to be treated, be prepared. That's the Scout motto, preparedness. It's not racist to be prepared, and it's not racist to have a garden. Uncle Al, that's one of the things Uncle Al likes to talk about, is it's not racist to have a garden. They used to call them victory gardens, and people would grow supplementary things because stuff was rationed. We had 10 million soldiers during the war in different branches. 10 million. And the population was trying to support that, and a lot of the resources were going. So they rationed stuff. You'd have ration books back in the days. I will plan on being back hopefully tomorrow. I appreciate you. Please remember, look at my last 5 videos. Leave a like and a supportive comment. This last one, I mean, the videos I've been doing, they're good videos. They're not that long. The one I did on the Bouge RV, that wasn't that long. The one I just did on the 12-volt hookup, it's about 5 minutes. There's not any fluff in it. And but I will probably be putting out 2 or 3 more before I hit the 1800. But you need to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 if you want to be able to be in the drawing when I do the giveaway drawing. And it'll be a good box. And if you want to see what's in them, look at one of my previous subscriber giveaways. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your prayers. Life is good, but it is what it is. You know, we live in changing times, somewhat troubling times. Things are better in some ways and worse in others. Just, it is what it is. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye, and thank you so much.